This is the Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 151, where we focus on relationships, sports, pop culture, and politics from a managed point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, Carmelo is still in Costa Rica.
Man, I am living it up. I had swordfish, lobster, and crabs. The crabs is going to get me in the doghouse, though.
Oh, but wasn't them kind of crabs, Cabal. Nick Cannon could soon have 7 kids.
Man, America's got talent, but does America got condoms?
For real, man. We got some good news for college athletes and bad news for Carmelo Anthony. All that and more right now. This is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
And we're helping you to understand the man you love. Let's get to the news, Kamal.
Let's get into it.
Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott, pledged to donate the majority of her wealth to the less fortunate.
That's admirable.
I know, the majority, man. Now it makes sense why I read she recently married a school teacher.
He's definitely less fortunate.
Definitely.
Yo, man, check this out. A black Michigan family is claiming that a funeral home had the wrong body in the casket at their father's burial. However,
oh, no.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's tough. However, despite their doubts, the family proceeded with the funeral and burial as planned. The show must go on, especially when black women get their hair done.
You know,
having this funeral.
Listen. He still passed away. Ain't nothing we can do about it. It ain't his body, but it's still his celebration. And my hair is actually beat up. We doing this.
Yes, man.
Hey, man, there's a heat wave right now. You don't know this because you're in Costa Rica, y'all.
I do not know about this heat wave you speak of.
Yeah, man, there's a heat wave right now in California. And I'm telling you, it's hot, Kamal. It's really hot. It's so hot. The Democrats want to pass a bill to put air conditioners in all homeless tents.
Those bleeding heart liberals.
Those damn liberals, man.
Those damn
it is our responsibility
to take care of the downtrodden.
Oh, man.
Yo, man. According to the San Francisco Zoo and Gardens, the average life expectancy of chimpanzees living in the wild is 33 years, while it is between 50 and 60 years under human care, the zoo said. You believe that? Like almost twice the lifespan in human care. Wow. See, living in captivity is actually a good thing, said people who fly the Confederate flag.
Exactly. Hey, man, what's so bad about that?
Hey, man, you live a little longer.
Speaking of them, the Republican governor of Texas signed a bill allowing pretty much anyone over 21 to carry a gun without a permit, Kamal.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it's dangerous in Texas right now. A bunch of people have guns. There's a heat wave in Texas, too. And everybody is sweating bullets. Hey, man, check it out. Businesses in Texas can prohibit guns by posting a sign. Look, I don't think a sign is going to stop a gun, Kamal.
No.
Unless they are really using those bullets made from sweat. That's the only time they can... That's the only chance they got.
It's the only shot they got, man. Yo, DC Comics revealed that it stopped producers of the animated series Harley Quinn from showing Batman giving Catwoman oral sex.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That was in the storyline. DC was like, no, heroes don't perform oral sex. Kyle, I call bullshit.
Me too.
Yeah, Monica Lewinsky single-handedly prevented the U.S. from going to war. She is heroic.
She released attention.
Right.
They at least should have let Batman do some eat the pussy jokes. I'm just saying, it's Catwoman, you know?
Exactly. She is Catwoman, right?
You just eating the cat, you know?
Exactly.
Hey, check this out, man. Speaking of presidents, you know we like to do our segues, come on. During his talk with Putin, President Biden reportedly gave Putin a list of 16 specific places he did not want the Russians to hit with their cyber attacks. Yeah, that list is now on Putin's fridge marked to do.
He'll get to it eventually. Just 16, Joe?
Oh, these are the places, huh? These are places you don't, these are your most vulnerable? Okay.
Just 16?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly.
Kyle, speaking of Joe Biden, my president, old man, Uncle Joe, just signed a bill that made Juneteenth a federal holiday.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, salute. And keep it with tradition. Texas will get to celebrate it 3 years later. Not now, Texas.
You don't get that joke, man. You're either not black or you don't know what's going on. So.
And really, real talk, Texas has been celebrating it for years. We the ones catching
for
up.
real. Yeah, for real. Hey, man, my last one, Queen Elizabeth met with the Bidens last week, as you know, Kamau. And she told him she's been meeting with U.S. presidents since Dwight D. Eisenhower. Yeah. To which Biden said, I used to babysit him. Little Ike.
Little Ike?
Oh, man, shit. Let me tell you something about Little Ike.
Yo, Kyle.
What up?
I'm sure you heard this. Carl Nassib of your Oakland Raiders just announced that he is gay, making him the first active player to come out publicly. Well, Michael Sam was technically the first, so Carl Nassib is actually the first good player to come out.
They play the same position too, man. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, Michael Sam was not
Michael
that good.
Sam, and it didn't quite. That's too bad for you, Michael Sam. We'll get into this a little later in the show, man. When we come back, we have some feedback, and then we have a post nut from a guy who had a crush on a younger girl. Find out what happened next. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, guys? I sure hope you're enjoying the show. If you like it, I invite you to go to our website, themrapodcast.com, and catch up on over 100 episodes that we have in store for you.
You ain't working. You might as well check us out.
And if you want some more, go over to The World According to Cheryl and check me out on Cheryl Underwood's podcast. We post content there every single day. We have her normal radio show labeled SUR, and then the Cheryl Underwood podcast, where we get in her personal business every Friday. Then on the weekends, we have the specialty shows that range from Late Night Cupcake into Auntie Cheryl's House Party to our gospel show, Spiritual Nourishment.
You gotta check out The World According to Cheryl, even though I ain't on it.
We got some feedback, homie.
To we now.
Yeah, man. My mom said, random thought, what in the ham fat is Nick Cannon doing 4 babies in a year? That's a lot. MRA, please explain it. We are going to explain that later, Mon Dukes. And then my cousin Camille, with a similar type of request, she said, did you hear Lala filed for divorce because Carmelo has twins in another country? Come on, I had not heard until she told me that. That's why it's good when fam/listeners/family listeners keep me on my toes. She said to MRA that we will also be talking about that. When we come back, we have a post nut from a guy who had a crush on a younger girl. Find out what happened next. It's the MRA Podcast. According to Webster's dictionary, being in post-nut mode is when you have a clear mind and you can make sound decisions as if you just busted a nut.
Yeah, I don't know if Webster actually said that.
No, he didn't. But our listener Big Easy Q told us all about it and we can relate. Women, men, so listen. If you have a story of when you did something foolish.
In pre-nut mode.
Yeah, something really dumb. Maybe it was top crime. Especially something in pre-nut mode you don't want nobody to know about. Hit us up and we'll tell the world. We can all laugh at your expense and hopefully you'll learn from your mistakes.
Aristotle once said, the results of pre-nut mode is the best teacher. I think he said some shit like that.
Send us your stories at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That's dearirby@themrapodcast.com. And now it's time for a post-nut mode story, only on the MRA Podcast. Okay, this one is from Stop Sign in Burbank. Come on, Stop Sign.
Stop sign.
He said, I gained a little weight in the pandemic and my doctor told me I had to exercise. I walk every night and every time I pass this one house, I would see this Russian girl watering her plants. Sounds like Miss Parker, don't it? I couldn't tell how old she was, but I just knew she was pretty. She always wore these short-cut shorts, these cut-off shorts, and I could see a little cheek hanging out. Okay. The girl was gorgeous. It got to the point where I would go on the walk just to lay eyes on her. Ain't it somehow women can inspire us, Kamau?
Yeah, to lose some of that pandemic pounds.
Yeah, just to go. I mean, even if it wasn't an exercise, you're like, that's where the girl is. I'm going to walk by there. He said, one day I got the nerve to talk to her and found out that she was a 23-year-old community college student studying criminal justice. She still lived with her parents. That should have been my cue to leave, but I told her where I lived just in case my lucky day ever happened. That's called the floater, Kamau.
Floated it out there.
He floated it out there. I told her I would help her to study. I hit her with a little humor. I'm just joking, unless you're going to do it. Little Nelly style, right? Mm-hmm. One day, she shows up with her books, and I got all in that ass. Okay, brother. Okay. I was her study buddy for a while, but after a few weeks, she started coming around unannounced. Ooh. She would text all day, every day. I swear I was ready to move. Then one day, I get a knock at the door, and it was her father. He told me if I didn't leave his daughter alone, he was going to certainly kill me. He told me he didn't want his family mixing with my kind. I promise this was the first time I was happy to be insulted in this way. That's from Stop Sign in Burbank. Kamal, would you be happy to be insulted in that way?
No. And the thing about it is I would probably keep messing with her.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Just to be miserable, but just to spite the pops. I would be miserable, hating every minute miserable.
Of it. You're talking about you cutting your nose off just to spite your face, Kamal.
Fuck that face.
Fuck that face. This nigga disrespected me. You's an idiot, my nigga. Oh, man. When we come back, man, Nick Cannon, has he lost his damn mind? We'll talk about it. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, guys, if you're digging the show, then please tell somebody. People might say something to you like, hey, man, you know, what podcast you listening to? And that's when you say the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Or the MRA Podcast with Kamal and Kyle.
Nick Cannon could soon be the father of 7 children. All right, here we go. So Ma Duke sent this. I didn't even know about this one either. It looks like Nick Cannon could soon be the father of 7, marking his 4th child in 6 months. Damn, Nick, is he in the NBA? What's going on, man? So here it is. Model Alyssa Scott shared a since deleted pregnancy photo. I wonder why she deleted it, Kamal. Wonder why. In the caption, she teased her baby's name would be Zen S. Cannon. According to IOL, she was asked in the comment section if Nick was a dad, and she reportedly responded with a string of heart eye emojis. The publication IOL says that she also thanked another user who wrote that she and Nick will have a beautiful baby. If indeed Nick really is the father, this will not only be his 7th child, but his 4th in the last 6 months. In December, he welcomed daughter Powerful Queen, great name, Kamal, with Brittany Bell. Remember her. Then Nick and Brittany already share a 4-year-old son, Golden. All right, so that's 3 baby mamas if we count Mariah. Brittany announced the latest arrival on Instagram with pictures of her and the family together. Okay, remember that, the Christmas thing. And then he's also currently expecting twins with DJ Abby De La Rosa. That's 4 baby mamas. Golly. He also shares the 10-year-old twins with Mariah Carey. So that's 4 baby mamas. What about the girl that said that they're always soulmates? The sister, Kamal. Do you remember her name? White? Somebody white? Doesn't matter. My temptation is to call her dumb, right? Old girl dumb that's sharing these things. Why would Nick Cannon do this? Here's my take on it, Kamal. My man has the money. And this, I remember, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump said this one time. Not to quote Donald Trump in that way, but I just remember he said it, and I always thought about it. This is before he was president, trying to run for president. This is before he even dissed Obama. I remember him saying he liked having kids because he didn't have to take care of them. He just had to pay for them, and he had plenty of money. He literally said that. And I was like, this was back when, he was an apprentice guy. And I thought, I could be wrong, but I just seem to remember him saying that. So, don't sue me. He could afford it. I don't think people understand how much it is a man's natural urge to be fruitful and multiply. It is a natural urge. Not saying we have to do it, but we got that urge to spread our seed because that's pretty much what we've been doing since the beginning of the time. But in our current society, we don't do that. And we certainly don't have that many baby mamas. That's not seen as something polite in this day and age. But I tell you something, Kamal. I think it's really cool that Nick is being flagrant with it, my dude. It's literally flagrant. He's saying, yep, I got a bunch of kids by a bunch of different moms, and they all excited to be my baby mama. I ain't cheating. I ain't creeping. Nope. I'm living my best life. And, I know it'll feel good if the kids get along, God willing, when he has all the kids there. And ain't worried about the moms. Now, of course, all the moms probably want to be permanent. And Mrs. Cannon, hopefully he don't make that mistake. But come on, what you feel about this, man? How could this be a bad thing?
A bunch of ways.
Help me.
A bunch of ways. Like you said, one of them wanted to be number one spot. One of them
with the wife, right?
Yeah, one of them wanted to be Mrs. Cannon.
Of course.
Because Mrs. Cannon gets more perks than everybody else.
She want to be the queen.
Yeah, want to be the queen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that can be a problem when, if it's an open competition. Second of all, if and this relates to the first problem, is if they don't get along. If there's
the
a problem, if the wives don't get along, now is that a problem for Nick and his kids? Because the thing about it is, Nick is the hardest working man in show business. I don't think he can. He might be able to do it, but for him to get full custody, I think it'd be tough. Just based on his work schedule. So if that's the case, then he's dealing with the court system and visitation and whatnot, and his kids. That can be an issue. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying, you asked me, how can it be a bad thing? That can be a bad thing. Me personally, I don't think I can do it, man. I know you said like a man's nature is to be fruitful. I would probably need my boys all in the same house, or my children. Yeah, I would need them. I would need to be raising them, because
however, though, hold up, Kamal. I didn't, but you haven't just. How about me saying they need to be fruitful? I'm not saying. What if they can be in the same house? Do you agree that a man has the natural urge to be fruitful, or is Kyle just tripping and that's a Kyle thing?
I don't know if it's a natural urge. I know. Genetically we can. Yes. I don't know if it's a natural urge, because I don't want more kids.
No. It's not. I'm not saying you want the kids. I'm saying something in us has the urge to populate. Not that we want to raise kids, not that we want her to even be pregnant, but something in us has the urge to spread the seed. Like when old boy saw old girl, the Russian girl, something in him was like, "Ooh, mate, I want to mate, I want to mate." And then if you saw a beautiful Spanish girl, "I want to mate, I want to mate." And then if you saw a thick Nigerian girl, "Ooh, I want to mate, I want to mate." Do you agree with that, or does that sound far fetched?
Well, I think you're conflating smashing with mating.
I think I am too.
I'm strapping up.
Absolutely, but even if you're strapping up, I still think you're mating. You're just tricking the system, but you're still mating. You're tricking your penis.
Oh, well, the motherfucker ain't the brightest star in the galaxy, so
right.
The penis.
Oh, no, it's not. It's just the penis just wants to mate. So if you strap it up, it's just like, "Oh, I'm in. Finish inside.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just saying me, like,
you need the kids in the same house.
I would need the kids in the same house. A.
Yes.
B, I don't want a bunch of kids. B, I definitely don't want a bunch of partners. I'm not talking about sexual partners, but like partners in raising kids.
With stock options. With like seats at the boardroom table with votes.
Yeah, it's just...
You don't want a bunch of people with votes.
Right, because, holiday traditions might be all different and stuff like that. Now, Nick Cannon being the breadwinner, and maybe he's picking certain, he knows how to, how to pick the chicks to mate with. Maybe that he's like the king of this compound, and it's like, whatever you say, Nick. I haven't had that luxury. You know what I'm saying?
Most of us don't. Here's the thing, Kamal. Women understand, especially if you got babies with them, that their power is in the kids. And the thing that I would hope Nick... That my concern, because Nick is a smarter man than me, more talented man than me, got more money than me. Nick is killing it. Me and my boys used to watch Nick doing Drumline 20 years ago or 15 years ago. So Nick been killing the game. So let me not act like I can give Nick advice. However, let me say it like this. My concern is the narrative. You got to keep all the mamas happy, because the mamas control the narrative of how the pops is perceived.
Definitely. definitely put a black eye in your name.
Absolutely.
Expose,
the suggestion
if you're not perfect, they can let them know. They can definitely taint the jury pool for sure.
They can taint it like a motherfucker because they there with them all the time. And, the guys out there hustling, out there trying to get it, trying to provide, thinking that makes him a good dad. And in the meantime, he ain't spending the time, and she could possibly be salting his name. Now, thank God that don't always happen, but it happens sometimes. Go ahead.
And because Nick Cannon is rich and famous, honestly, Kyle, not a single one of them need to be on good terms with Nick Cannon. They don't need
Why?
it. They don't have the courts. They don't need to be on good terms with Nick Cannon. That's a bonus.
He got to be on good terms with them.
Yeah, that's a bonus. That's a plus. But sheesh, stepdaddy government, the judges.
That sounds like the next education. Stepdaddy government, yo. When's that coming out, homie? When's stepdaddy government coming out, dog?
Man. It's like, and these are babies. These ain't no, 15-year-olds. This is 18, 17, 18 years of
contracts.
12. Yeah, I just saw a guy, man. He was so frustrated with his ex-wife, man, on his last. Oh,
you saw that? The last payment of the pennies?
He dropped like 8,000 pennies on her front lawn.
$800 worth of pennies on her front lawn.
On her front lawn, dude.
That is hysterical.
On his last payment.
So mad.
You imagine Nick Cannon, last payment dropping off 40,000, no, like 100,000 pennies.
No, not 100,000 pennies. 100,000 in pennies. Because it ain't 100,000 pennies.
I'm saying what he'd be getting. I don't think it'd be $100,000 a month. You think so?
Come out. All I'm saying is they're gonna gouge him because they don't care how many babies he got. Every baby got to live the Nick Cannon lifestyle, which is absolute bullshit.
Right. It should be a bonus. It should be a bonus when we get to go to Pop's house. It should be a treat. We get to go. To Pop's house.
They need, and thank God, I just want to put it out there. I don't have a problem with child support. Never have. Thank God. My ex never went out like that. However, a lot of dudes do, and they should average the money. So whatever they make together, cut that in half, and that's the lifestyle. It shouldn't just be his lifestyle. It's y'all's lifestyle. So if he brings in $1 million a year, you bring in $0 a year, then damn it, it's half of that.
Oh, but still. A lot of them are making, 20, 30 million, and the chick is bringing in $0. So it's still an absorbent amount of money. My thing is, the child support should support the child and not the entire household. Yeah, not everybody.
Not everybody in that damn house, even the kids that ain't his. Don't get us started, man.
Child support should not be somebody's a grown-up's paycheck.
It should not, and it definitely should be no damn car note because that kid can't drive. When we come back, man, ladies, I hope y'all still love us at the end of the day because we got to go in. Y'all tripping this day. Y'all tripping. We come back. Rob Riggle's wife took it to the next level. We'll talk about it. It's the Emory Podcast. Hey guys and gals, if you're enjoying the show, let someone know. Whatever app you're listening on, please subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a positive comment.
And why wouldn't you give us 5 stars and a positive comment? We're great.
Yes, we are. This helps our placement so that other people can enjoy the show as well.
And why wouldn't they? We're great.
Man, audience, you may know comedic actor Rob Riggle. He was in Kevin Hart's and Tiffany Haddish's Night School. My little daughter loves that movie. He was Mac. He was a white guy. He had the yellow hoodie on. He tried to jump across the roof and he fell. Funny dude, man. You remember that part, Cabal?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So according to TMZ, his wife Tiffany filed for divorce last October after 21 years of marriage. I wonder why she gave up, my guy. He moved to a smaller house, of course. Wifey and the kids kept the main crib. And then soon after that, he was in his smaller house. No, he wasn't in his smaller house, but in his smaller house, in his office, $28,000 in emergency money comes up missing. Wifey has a key to the new crib. Rob Riggle asked Wifey about it, and she's like, I don't know what you're saying now. Around the same time, Riggle alleges that Tiffany hacked into his Apple account, downloaded his emails, texts, contacts, phones. Jesus Lord. But then he says things got really strange.
Oh, it got strange after that, huh?
Yeah, we ain't strange yet. Riggle claims that Tiffany, this is more strange, somehow had knowledge of private conversation that Rob was having at his home, in his office, either about his girlfriend or with his girlfriend. So he and his new girl, they set wifey up. They start to intentionally make up the disinformation stories just to see if it would leak. So they would say something like, man, ain't that crazy, man, that Sharon peed in the apple pie. And then the rumor would go on that Sharon peed in the apple pie. And they'd be like, okay, this is now something wrong because we made that up and now it's being said. So somebody's listening to my shit. So Rob gets the whole place. He sweeps the house, finds out wifey hooked up spy equipment in his office smoke detector. Looking at a video, he can see wifey in there counting $28,000.
Wait, so she put the spy equipment in before she took the money.
How goofy is that if that's the case? Goofy.
So she got busted with her own equipment.
Wouldn't that be delicious?
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I mean, can you see her side of the story though? Maybe you can see it, because here's the thing, man. I'm guessing 21 years of marriage, they break up, she's looking at emails. I smell side piece. I'm sorry. The fact he's got a new girlfriend right now, she was probably the side piece. So wifey, first of all, probably was tormented that there was another woman, there was a paramour, there was competition, and probably started snooping around to see what was going on. I'm guessing wifey was trying to build a case, so I can understand the email stuff. And then stealing of the money, I guess she got afraid, because I doubt she makes that Rob Riggle money. And in her mind, it's our money, even though she probably didn't put a damn dime in it. I'm trying to see your side of the story, ladies, but it sounds like that there bullshit. How you feel, Kamau?
It's not their bullshit, for sure. Her side of the story is, man, after 21 years, she's obviously hurt. Mm-hmm. She's trying to, like you said, man, she's trying to prove that there is a side piece. And I don't think it's for divorce. 21 years says enough. This is for like the family, the kids. I need y'all to know your dad is foul. That's why we ain't together. I need y'all to see the proof or the evidence that cousin Rob or your son and your all of that, your nephew, he's not. I'm the good person. He's the bad person. The reason why after 21 years I won't be at Thanksgiving is because of this.
It's his fault. She's the one that filed, and she's got to be wondering if she made a mistake that affected her kids, and she made a mistake that, did she give up her meal ticket? She's probably second guess her choice. She's second guessing it. So she's like, she has to justify why she fired this guy. So now she needs the evidence so she can tell everybody, hey, this is why, guys. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing about it, man. And this is, I don't know if this is a warning. I'm not going to warn guys getting married. And, most married guys already know this. It's not really a warning, because I don't want to say, don't get married.
Well, listen, man, we got a lot of guys that's not married. We got some young bucks that are not married. We got some young college kids not married. Hook us up. Come out. Give it to us.
Well, it's not even like some game. Well, a little bit. When you're married, let's say after a few years you guys break up, your ex-wife is you online. She's got your social security number. She knows your addresses, your mother's maiden name. She knows the bank accounts if you guys shared it. Your ex-wife or your wife and you guys split up is you online. She's got all your shit, your birthdays, and if you guys been together for a while, she knows the street you grew up on. So he started asking those security questions. So his Rob Riggle's wife hacking into his Apple account, I'm sure this shit wasn't hard. I'm sure it wasn't hard at all. I know, like my wife, I got like one password, two passwords at the most. But for the most part, I keep all my shit uniform because I don't feel like thinking a bunch of different things.
Of course.
And so,
I almost said it out loud because I didn't even know the goddamn password.
exactly. I don't feel like doing a whole bunch of, wait, which one is this? Nah, I keep all my shit the same. So your wife, your longtime girlfriend, she's you. So when you guys break up, she's got the pertinent information. She's got all the stuff. Like I said, man, like social security number, because especially like a guy like Rob Riggles on the road, he's working. Hey, baby, set this up for us. I'll renew the passports. Okay, I got it. Here's my social driver's license, all of that shit. She has access to it. And so that's just something to consider, man. So sometimes they're honorable and they just like, fuck you, you're off on your own. But sometimes they get a little grimy because maybe they're hurt or they're vengeful.
Definitely hurt.
But they want to get back at you or they want to do some spying. Ain't nothing you can do to get away from it, homie.
So try your best to keep it clean. We come back. Our college athletes finally about to get paid. We'll talk about it. It's the MRA Podcast. You listen to us, but Kamal and I want you to know that we listen to you too.
Even if we don't always respond to your tweets in a timely manner.
I love how you say we, man. So if you have some feedback, maybe you agree.
Maybe you disagree.
Or maybe you just want to tell us how much you love the show, or that you want to testify about how we specifically helped you out. Or maybe you just want to tell Kamal how he was right or wrong.
But mostly right.
Whatever you want to tell us, hit us on our social. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Hit us up and you just might hear your comment on the air.
Promise. We'll be gentle.
Kamal, boy, this thing has been going on for a long time. So the Supreme Court says a college athlete should get paid. The U.S. Supreme Court, they ruled against the NCAA and they did it unanimously. NCAA has had the monopoly on the money that a young man could make, and it's been $0 while he is in school. Not only can he make no money from the league, from the NCAA, from the school, he also can't go get no bread anywhere else. But now that's slowly about to change. Kamal, how do you feel about this landmark decision, my guy?
Well, first of all, I always felt that was foul. They couldn't make any outside money. I get it. Man. The school's not going to pay student athletes. I get that. But they couldn't make no bread on their own. I thought that was
the thing I always hated.
And they would say, well, he gets a free education, or she gets a free education. Sure. Well, so do people academic scholarship, but guess what? They can get another gig.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Kamal.
They can do other things to put some money in their pockets, but the student athletes cannot. I always thought that was foul. And so if they can get paid, I'm all for it. The problem is I don't think it should be like universal. I think, what I'm saying, the kids that play for Alabama's football team should make more than, the badminton team. I don't think, I think you should get a piece of whatever you generate.
Kamal, that's where the problem's going to come in, because you already know, like there's this film on HBO Max about the women's soccer team being mad that they weren't making as much as the men's soccer team. And I can understand the women's soccer team because the women's soccer team is better than the men's soccer team, talking about Team USA. And the women's soccer team draws more than the men. Actually, I don't know if they draw more than the men, but I would think they drew more than men. But in, let's say, basketball, it's not an equal thing. It's not. It's in soccer. Those women have a great point. They always win the championship. They're a draw. People go to see them. It's a quality product. But the WNBA compared to the NBA is not even close. Why do I say that? Because I don't see how the ladies, I'm talking to you ladies, are going to sit by when paychecks start going out to student athletes and let the men's football team, especially in the age where men are, the reputation of men are horrible. It's very common to just shit on dudes. Well, how are you going to be able to handle this football player? Football players have a horrible reputation and they're making the most money. While you make little dimes and nickels, they're not going to sit by for that. Kamal, how's that even possible?
Well, it's what you generate. The football team, let's say like Alabama or LSU or USC,
of course,
they're damn near funding the school.
That's logic, Kamal. You're using logic.
Well, I mean, and that's the way I would approach this from a logical standpoint. Like I said, the badminton team, the men's badminton team, wouldn't. It's whatever you generate.
They shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't. But
Right, because the thing about it is, back in the day, a lot of these guys were complaining, like Chris Webber and Ed O'Bannon. Like Ed O'Bannon was like playing a video game. He's like, "That's me. That's number 31.
That's where it's foul.
Left-hander, small forward for UCLA. Yeah. Bald
so
guy."
then try to change the numbers. I remember when my oldest son, we used to always play college football, and one year it was like. It was weird. The year before, Reggie Bush was number 5, blah, blah, blah. You know, Mike Williams is number 1, USC. And then the next year, it was like, who's this running back? And it didn't dawn on me why. It was like, who's number 37 in the backfield, light skin for USA? Who is this guy? They don't have no tailback number 59. Like, what the hell are they doing? Oh, they wanted to pretend.
Right.
That's not Reggie Bush.
Right. And then they had, like, I think Ed O'Bannon was on the cover. And then, like, Chris Webber was saying, like, he would be going to, like, the mall, and he doesn't have money for a cheeseburger, but he sees his jersey in Foot Action or a Champs.
Yeah.
They're selling,
and that's that bullshit.
Right. And so if they're not doing that for the girls' soccer team, if they're not doing that for the badminton team or the water polo team, they cannot complain. Because the thing about it is what you're saying is socialism, so to speak. Yeah,
that's what it is. I mean,
but the football player is going to take care of everybody. Make sure
that's
everybody.
How it is, and that's what they want. Are you kidding me?
Hey, man.
Come on. We live in a society that says tax the rich. Tax the rich. Instead of saying, hey, tax everybody 10%, make sure the rich pay, make sure the poor pays. Everybody should be taxed 10% and make them pay. And that way the billionaire is paying 10% of his billion, the thousandaire is paying 10% of his thousand. But that's not what people want. People are like, tax them higher and have them pay for us.
Not to sound like a hypocrite, I agree with taxing them higher because they have enough money to afford the best accountants to find the loopholes.
And they ain't gonna pay shit anyway. Yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, they're not gonna pay what we think they were supposed to pay.
So it doesn't matter if they tax them higher. They should all pay the same rate and have to pay. Fuck the loopholes. Just put it at a set rate. Fuck all that, because that's just ridiculous. Because you can't say, tax the football players more. It's got to be the same thing, man. It's just like child support, Kamal. Logic says give her enough for the kid to eat well, not to be buying your ass a goddamn Ferrari.
Yeah, you don't have to work.
yeah, it's what? But that's what I'm saying. These are the same people that will break a dude on some child support. You don't think they're going to be furious once money is involved? So here's my solution instead of just complaining. Here's my solution. Schools, stay out of it as long as you can. Don't worry about paying the players. Keep them in education. That is a great payment. But if they can make money outside of that shit, like the NCAA football game that's selling millions and millions of copies, and they have the same game for NFL and they have the same game for college. And you're telling me that the NFL players are getting a cut, but the college players don't? It's the same game, making the same amount of money. If you could pay the NFL players, that's where the college players should get that extra scratch. But before, they couldn't even do that. And to me, Kamal, that's where we got a big problem, dog. Mm-hmm. When we come back, oh my gosh, got to address this one from my cousin. Carmelo Anthony allegedly has a mistress and a newborn twins in London, and she's tired of being a secret. Oh, here we go. Ladies, ooh, you're going to be mad at the end of this show. If you're still with us, thank you, because we going in today. I'm sorry. It's Ain't Murray Podcast. Guys, I have a comedy album. It's called Be a Man at All Times, and it's on, what's it on? Oh, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you stream your content.
It's a damn good comedy album.
I appreciate that, man. There's stand-up on there. Kamal and I wrote a whodunit mystery called The Case of the Missing Balls. That's on there.
Based on a true story.
Check out the album. Show your boy some support. And you can buy it on iTunes. Keyword buy it. Stop streaming. Carmelo Anthony allegedly has a mistress and a newborn twins in London, and she's tired of being a secret. To come out, that phrase right there burns me up to a crispy. Ladies, this lady says she claims she knew he was married, but he wasn't acting married. Stop. Let me stop you right there. Please stop being tired of being a secret if your man is married. Be comfortable being a secret. Do not blow up his spot, especially as a family. Do not blow up his spot. It is such a selfish homewrecker activity when you're pushing to be in the front, when you're publicizing a man's secret that could cost him his family. Is it his fault? Absolutely. I know the question you're having. Why would he do something like this? I'm going to tell you, it's dumb. And I know you have some nerve saying it's dumb. You did some dumb shit like that too. You're right. And I know it's dumb. But it's similar to what we was talking about earlier, that urge to be fruitful and multiply. It's hard to explain it, ladies, because you don't have that urge to spread your seed. You don't. Just because we have that urge don't mean you should. You are correct. But you don't know what it's like to not only have the urge, but to have the means to execute that urge. Kamal, you're a great husband. And part of that is because you're invisible. And I have the same thing going for me, so I can say it. Because I'm invisible. Nobody knows who I am. What is it like when you can have the money and the means to match your urges? That is really hard to do. Having said that, I still think that my man Carmelo was reckless. I'm sorry this is going to cost him his wife. I hope his next situation, he can be honest about himself. Don't lie to yourself and say you'll change. Just, have an open situation. Come on, what say you, dog?
Yeah, I feel bad for all parties involved. I know Carmelo's got like a middle school or like a high school son with Lala's pretty nice in basketball. I've seen some of the highlights, man. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, he's got to have that conversation, or if not, the son's got to hear about it on TMZ and whatnot. Horrible. So, I mean,
because he got a phone.
Yeah, exactly. And his friends, they got social media, so they might send them some shit about your pops and all of that stuff. Yeah, and people who don't like the kid might really lean in and send them some shit, you know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for all parties, man. I would say the young lady who's going to have Carmelo's baby overseas and doesn't...
Or twins.
And doesn't want to be ignored or silent.
Secret anymore.
Secret. Yeah, I mean, this is how careers are made. They come out, and now technically she could literally go on the Basketball Wife show. She could be on Bravo now. You know what I'm saying? Wow. She can definitely get more followers on Instagram. She could be an Instagram model. She could be an influencer. All of these things can enhance her quote-unquote brand by having a baby with a famous person. Yeah, I think it's whack. Like you said, Carmelo did some dumb shit, but I think it's equally as dumb as Carmelo was. I think she's equally as foul. My wife brought this up. We talked about this earlier, man. She was like, she'll probably get somebody else, another NBA guy, or once she's in that life. They tend not to go down. No. They make lateral moves or advances, but they don't typically go down. They'll have a baby with an NBA player. They're not about to mess with the goddamn,
school teacher like Mackenzie Bezos.
Yeah.
Kamal. Her life is now Operation Keep the Career Alive.
Yeah. That's
what it is. Your career has started as of now. Now, as they always say, Kamal, it's hard to make it, and then it's even harder to stay on top. Her goal is to try to stay on top. And I hate that she gets to try to make it to the top just from being on the top, literally. It doesn't make me feel good. When we come back, man, Kamal is still on vacation. Must be nice to be balling. He's going to tell us all about it. After that, we have a Dear Irby from a woman who wants to get her ex-husband to help her out, but he's a little reluctant. What should she do? Kamala going to coach her up. And we always going to talk about the gay guy on the Raiders. That's my favorite football team. We'll get into it. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, what's up? If you're enjoying this show, do us a favor and donate to our Patreon.
Word.
Just go to www.patreon.com. That's Patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast of Kyle and Kamal.
Word.
It's that simple. Listen to the show, love the show, share the show, break the show off with some dough.
Bars.
Hey, man, I saw my boy, by the way. How was your Father's Day, man? I'm just going to start with mine. Mine was amazing. Maybe my best of all time, dude. It was really simple. My pops came through early in the morning, and he just chilled at the house. I work all day on Sundays, man, at the house. And then Junebug came through, and we kicked it hard, man. I made him a steak. I made myself a steak. I hooked up Pops on the grill outside, and it was just the best, man. We chilled with, three, King to be, and then King after me. That's who it was. And it was as happy as I've been. It was easy happiness, man. The first time I felt that kind of easy happiness in forever, man. How was your Father's Day, and how is your trip out of the country? I'm going to own it. I thought you were in Mexico. Oh, man, my civics teacher is furious. That's not even civics. It's geometry. It's geography. Over 3, Carmelo. Over 3, geometry. My geometry teacher does not understand why I don't know where Costa Rica is. I thought it was Mexico. I'm really sorry. How's your trip, dog?
So far, so good, man. We're enjoying ourselves, man. I just been relaxing, dude. Starting like exercise, a routine, some good eating. Tomorrow we're about to go see we're going to like some river cruise or whatever, and go see crocodiles and monkeys and whatnot. And
man,
you
still might die. You still might die.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about what you said last week. So
don't die.
Yeah, don't die. Because we were thinking about going to like white water rafting.
I'm glad you thought about that. Because people say, dude, have a safe trip.
Me, don't die.
People say that?
What?
So I left that on your mind. I might have saved your life.
Yeah, he said, don't die, man. I can't fucking die. White water rafting, dog. It's like,
thank you, man.
Yeah, so this crew,
brother, look it up, bro.
And the guy who going on the boat with, he was like, hey. He came up to us like he was he's confiding us, like, look, man, we can stop off and get some chickens, and
chickens, live chickens, because you're not in the country.
Yeah, we can stop off and get some live chickens, and we can feed the crocodiles if you want. I was like, no.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Get the fuck out. No, I'm not.
No, man. No, I just want to watch. I don't want to be involved. I just want to watch from afar, guy. Like, come on, man.
He didn't know who he was talking to, Kyle.
No, man. So American, my dude. I'm so American.
No, I'm not about to try to feed no crocodiles, man. You out your goddamn mind.
But you're alive, man. You're alive.
I'm alive so far, so good. I will not be feeding the crocodiles. And if I don't make it back, I got talked into feeding the crocodiles. And
okay. Well, we're going to have a good laugh at your expense if you die next week.
I'll get my MC Kevin on.
MC Kevin? I'm going to have Junior come sit in for you, man, if you die out there, man. We gonna laugh and cry, and we gonna talk about your ass. Hey, man, check it out, dude. Good news, bad news for Carmelo. Good news for the other Melo. He wins NBA Rookie of the Year, which is great. That's the good news. Bad news is his daddy was right. His daddy predicted. How you feel about that, dude?
You know what, man? I think he said this one was going to be the best of them all. Looks like he was right about that. He was wrong about all 3 of them. The middle one still has not cracked, the NBA team yet. You know what, man? I'm happy for Melo. I think that he got it by default. I think it was not a lot. It was a couple other cats who had action, but they had injuries.
So did he.
Yeah, I was surprised he actually got it because he missed so much.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised he got it because he missed so much time. And typically they don't reward guys that miss 15, 20 games a season. But he got it, so now all eyes are on him. He's got to keep it up. There's a couple of cats that have won Rookie of the Year and have gone downhill. Hopefully he's not one of those dudes like Tyreek Hill and all these guys. Not Tyreek Hill, but Tyreek Evans. Tyreek Evans a few years ago got Rookie of the Year. He was the first person, like the third person ever, like a rookie to average like 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in the same season. He was like 1 of 5, and the guy's out the league. I don't even think he's 30 yet. Man. Yeah, so.
Speaking of out the league, man, Michael Sam is out the league. He was the first gay guy to come out in the NFL before he got in, and he was technically in for a little bit, but it hasn't happened come out. Las Vegas Raiders Carl Nassib, he announced that he is gay. I am happy for this guy because I'm sure he didn't want people to know. He said he agonized about it, but the hard thing is, man, when you're people in the midst of a struggle and they're trying to push something, it would be like, you can't be on the sideline, pardon the athletic term. you got to be a part of the fight, man. You know, remember when the civil rights thing was going popping hard and Dr. King was marching and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Some stars was like, hey, man, I can't really do that. That's going to mess up my money. And some stars was like, man, fuck that. Like Sammy Davis Jr. was on the front line. Say what you want to say about Sammy Davis Jr. He could have kept hiding at, Ciro's Club, Ciro's, who turned into the comedy store. He could have kept hiding in Hollywood and blah, blah, blah. But, rest in peace to my Uncle Charles, man. We just had his funeral last week. But he gave me a Sammy Davis Jr. book. You also gave me one. And Sammy was on the front line, man. So congratulations to Carl Nassib for joining the fight. His people's fight, the homosexuals, and I am looking forward to the day where this is a non-story. How you feel about it, Kamau?
Yeah, I think it's gonna get there. I think that it's 2021. I think a lot of the NFL locker room, they're early 20s and not a bunch of 35, 36-year-olds that might have a problem with it. So these early 20s.
My son's group, they don't give a damn.
They don't care. They don't care. I mean, I think that as long as he can, sack the quarterback and put pressure, put pressure on the quarterback and stuff like that, I think they'll welcome that. Just this isn't your father's NFL. This isn't your father's, culture.
Yeah.
I know there was a time.
Oldsmobile.
Yeah, I know there was a time where this was a death sentence. They find out you're gay, nobody wants to play with you.
I ain't playing. I
ain't playing it. They trade you and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, man. Like, you see me in the locker room and ain't nobody tripping.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody tripping.
He been in the shower for 3 years. It ain't like he in the shower bonered up. You know what I mean? Like, nigga just doing his thing. He just trying to live, man. He trying to take care of his family, man. So, hey, man, I can't imagine the pressure of trying to hide a secret. I've hid a secret before, but it wasn't about being gay. It was some other bullshit that had a different cause. But the point is, it's nice to have that off your back. I'm sure that relief of being able to just live your truth, and hopefully it will soon be a thing that nobody gives a damn about. So shouts out to him, man. When we come back, it is Dear Irby time. I got a Dear Irby from a woman who wants to get her ex-husband to help her out, but he's a little reluctant. What should she do? Kamal and I are going to coach her up. It's the MRA Podcast. You need some advice in your relationship
and can't afford a therapist?
Yeah. Hit us up and we'll get you through this.
We won't even charge you a copay.
Exactly. The Dear Irby letter is our longest standing segment on the MRA, dating all the way back to the webisodes. This is where we truly save relationships one listener at a time. We've saved marriages,
encouraged divorce,
taught a guy how to please his woman,
encouraged divorce.
Yeah, so hit us up for advice and we'll help you out. Send your emails to dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. Let's get in this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, my son used to be a little guy, but in the past year he gained a bunch of weight. He used to run around and play, and now I can't get him to do anything. He just plays PlayStation all day. I wanted my ex-husband to help me out with our son by FaceTiming him so he will jog every day. Maybe they can jog together. It gives him a chance to build a bond with our son and help him from afar. My son adores his father and always listens to him more than he would listen to me. He agreed. Then I told my ex that our son didn't know about the plan and wanted him to say it's from him. My ex got upset and turned it on me. He said he felt like as if Joe Biden dumped the immigration problem on Kamala Harris's desk, but didn't tell Mexico that she was coming. I told him if I were Kamala, I would jump at the chance to serve. Real leaders don't complain, they just get it done. He got more upset. I was just being honest. Just like my ex-husband, my son always wants the easy way out. Ooh, what should I do? Lucia in Bakersfield. Come on, man.
Lucia, I gotta say, I cannot attack you because I see I know where you're coming from, because this is something that my ex-wife, my current wife, gets on me about. Okay, my son, same thing during the pandemic. He put on some pounds, And she wanted me to go on walks with him and jog with him and all of that. And it wasn't that I was reluctant. It was basically like it just didn't seem natural. It didn't seem natural. And so your ex-husband's willing to do it, but it's like, oh, and the caveat is it should come from you. He's like, what the fuck? Whoa, come on now. Like, why? Your mom thought it'd be a good idea, X, Y, and Z. I mean, really, what's the problem with that? Why does it have to be your way? He's already willing to do what you want. He's gonna do what you want, but you want him to do it how you want him to do it, and that's the problem, Lucia. Let the man do it his way. If the goal is to get your son moving around, why does it matter who is it coming from? You said he listens to your father, his father more so than you. Okay, your mom told me to blankety blankety blank. Okay, I'll do it. Actually, I mean, really, I would think that's what you want. That knowing your ex-husband has your back, that your son knows that. That I can call my pops. I mean, you can call your ex-husband, and anything he's willing to do to help our son out. You know, I don't see why you would want it to be your ex-husband's idea. I don't see. I mean, I just don't see it. And here's the thing: if he's anything like me, your ex-husband, he wants things to be organic for sure, and two, he knows that he's a little boy. Once the schools open up, he's gonna be running around. My son went back to school early. He went back to school like in March. He lost all that weight from just being outside at recess, lunch, and after school. He lost all of that weight. You know, and your ex-husband, being the guy, knows it. He just needs to run around. I mean, we don't need to force it if he doesn't want to. It's like, you know what, man? He's going to run around not realizing he's exercising. That's better. He's not going to hate it. Right now, he wants to play his video game. If you stop him to play his video game and try to get him to jog, he's going to think this shit's a chore. I don't want to do this shit. But let that recess bell ring. They throw those balls out there. He's gonna take to it like a duck to water. Yeah. You know, playing tag after school and shit like that. He don't want to get tagged, so he's gonna move pretty fast. You see, real leaders don't complain. Well, you're complaining about how the job is done. You delegate it, and now you're trying to micromanage. He's agreed to do it. Back off. This is results oriented. All you want is your boy moving. Yep. Don't worry about the small stuff.
When we come back, I'm going to weigh in. Yo, what's up? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Carmelo.
And you're listening to the MRA podcast, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. So let's talk about you, Lucia. You said my son used to be a little guy in the past year. He gained a bunch of weight. He just plays PlayStation all day. In whose house?
I was thinking the same thing.
Does he do this in your house? Because this is what it sounds like. It sounds to me that you let this shit happen, and then just like the Kamala Harris thing, it's like you just threw it on the desk. Like, you handle that. Now, the difference is Joe Biden didn't make the immigration problem. But it's like, this sounds like some shit you created and then hit him up to fix. And that could be frustrating as a man. And the reason when you say, come out, why does it have to be from the husband? Because she already said she don't listen. The kid don't listen to mama. So it's got to come from hubby. It's got to, right? You got to pretend like it's your idea. But from your ex-husband's idea, it feels like you're programming him. And that gets frustrating as a man. Like, just let me do it. You know, I appreciate you allowing me to help, but let me do it my way. Real leaders don't complain. They just get it done. That's great. Do real leaders lie? So I was just being honest. Yeah, that's never an excuse of being a jerk, though. I'm not saying you was being a jerk, but if I said, you know, man, oh, girl's ugly, I'm just being honest. Honesty is not an excuse. That's not necessary. What should you do? Let me make it simple for you, Lucia. Tell your husband what the issue is. Ask him how he wants to fix it. and trust that he can do it. Where can we find you?
Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse, at Angry Carmelo.
I'm at Kyle Irby, KYLEERBY, at the MRA Podcast. KyleIrby.com is where you can find my website. MRAPodcast.com is where you can hear all 151 of the episodes we have done. Check us out on DynastyRadioNY.com and 1073VIP.com, our affiliates in New York and Illinois, respectively. Kamal, you brought it even on vacation, man. You didn't have to. You could have been like, hey, man, come on, man. I'm on vacation.
I wish I'd have known that.
I'm glad you didn't know that.
Nah, my pleasure, man.
Hey, man, ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.